What's up with y'all young boys? Welcome back to another video. Today we got an Omeezy video. This one is about, you guys know who's back. Bruce, drop him off. He's back. And I mean, he's talking his shit right now. He's talking his shit. He had a nice stream yesterday. I think it cracked over 50,000 viewers. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. But the video is called "The Streaming Bubble Finally Burst." So I want to see what's going on in this video, and I'm glad Bruce is back, and I hope he continues to talk his shit. I do.
I've never seen this much dick pulling in my life. I've never seen so much fake competition in my life, bro. Like, and that's what realistically ruined this shit.
Like a month and a half ago, I stopped IRL streaming as much, and I know a lot of y'all have noticed that. I haven't had much energy in my streams necessarily, and I kind of just kept streaming because I just wanted to, you know, I never wanted to take a break. And then not to mention, I'm not gonna lie, I feel burnt out.
I've seen Ron go from loving streaming so much to his passion slowly going away.
Bro, I just don't know what to do with this shit anymore, bro. This shit just don't feel the same, bro. What do I do, bro? I'm so lost. I'm gonna see y'all later, bro. I gotta take some time to myself.
Are you okay, man?
It's a grown ass man.
Bro, come on, bro. I'm chilling. I'm just listening to y'all convo. But I dare dude gotta leave. I'm not gonna lie, that shit with Davo, so I'm gonna hit y'all later, alright?
Alright, bro.
Alright.
Alright, man.
Views is down. Elephant in the room. Everybody. You can't pull up a nigga right now and his shit ain't cranking like it was last month, nigga. It is what the fuck it is, nigga.
It's kind of crazy how I can't even control shit on my own fucking
Y'all know what's crazy? I think so. Twitch a couple weeks ago, I think it was like 2 weeks ago. It wasn't last week, it was like 2 weeks ago. They fucked around and they did like a whole botting thing where they cracked down on bots, and everybody's views completely took a dump. They completely took a dump, right? And after that, we seen all this random stuff happening with all the biggest streamers, DDG, Plagueboy Max, everybody in FaZe basically, even Kai, everybody's views just went down. And even their chats. When you guys look at the chats of these streams, go back 2 weeks up until today. Go back 2 weeks, right, up until today, and then go back 3 months ago. Right? If you go back 3 months ago and look at the chats, they're completely different. Everybody's chat is slower. Everybody's sub count is slower. People's sub counts are just going down and not really getting what they were before, right? The biggest streaming events and stuff like that I think they're gone. DDG's last like love show or whatever, I don't think that shit's going to be happening no more.
I can't control nothing.
Coming into 2025, everyone and their mama thought that streaming was the way to go. It was the means to create
I think it still is the way to go.
Wider audience, farm money,
I think it's a good way.
Honestly, some of the dopest things in the world. Celebrities were getting into it, athletes were getting into it, politicians were getting into it, and it just seemed like streaming would be a staple for years to come. But then something happened. When everyone flocked to this medium of creating content, it started to...
There's too many people trying to do it. 100%. There's too many people trying to do it. It's like Uber Eats, DoorDash, Instacart, Grubhub, Deliver, even the regular Uber where you drive people around, Lyft, stuff like that. Everything becomes oversaturated. And to a certain, and there's so much diversity and so many people can only watch so many different creators, or people can only deliver so much food, or people can order so many Ubers at once, right? People could do so much at one time that it just becomes like, all right, fuck it, I'm only gonna go with this. I'm only gonna go to this creator. I'm only going to buy food once a week. And especially, people are broke. Motherfuckers can't pay $5 for a sub right now. There's some people that are worried about the last 3 days before their paycheck, let alone worrying about the last 3 days of a sub count of a mafia-thon. There's too many variables right now. There's too many people going into it. I'm gonna make an example. Turo. I wanted to start renting cars out. right? I wanted to start buying cars little by little, and I wanted to start a Turo business, right? So I'm looking. I'm looking. I found a car that I wanted to, right? Before I wanted to buy the car, before I was going to buy the car, I was going to buy it all cash. I'm going to buy what car was it? It was a Nissan. I was going to buy a Sentra, all cash. It was going to be new, and I wanted to start renting it. And then as I rented that out, I wanted to get more and more cars and get a little bit of diversity. And then I went ahead and looked at the market. The market was so oversaturated. People were actually dropping their prices low enough for them not to meet the expectation of their car payment. So that means not only are you trying to start a business with a car that you probably wouldn't have bought even if you were starting a business, a rental car business, but they had to pay for that car out of pocket because it wasn't meeting their expectations. So I was like, all right, this is not an avenue that I want to go into. And that happens with every single field that becomes oversaturated. A couple months ago, I tried to do some DoorDash and Uber Eats. I wanted to do it for videos, right? I couldn't even get delivers. Whereas during COVID, or 2020, 2021, when I was doing this, when I was doing Uber Eats, DoorDash, Instacart, Grubhub, I was doing them all at the same time. I was getting orders. On one of the apps, DoorDash, which I used to make the most off of, I would make like $400 in a day. Then another $200 on Uber Eats. Then some more on Grubhub. Then I would make big bank on Instacart too, probably matching my DoorDash. And I would do that like every day. I'm telling you, I would do it for like 12 hours sometimes. Sometimes I would take days off of work because I get paid leave. I get paid, so I still get my normal paycheck. And then I would take like a week off of work and then do DoorDash for like 12, 13, 14, 15 hours. Because I'm like 18, 19 years old, just making hella money off of doing random shit. I would like buy gold, resell it, do stuff like that. I was making big bank when I was 18, 19, 20 years old. Stuff like that. I didn't do the gold for a long time. I bought a couple of rings, couple necklaces. I never really wore them, but I would like sell them back. I remember I bought a Rolex chain. I bought the Rolex chain. It was 25.6 grams, I think. I bought it for, I think gold's price at that point for 25.6 was like, I think it was like $1,300. So I bought it for $1,000 and then I resold it a little bit later for 17. I got some profit for that.
Create a bubble, and eventually that bubble would have to burst. And to be honest with you, I think that we are there. And with that bursting reveals the unintended consequences of streaming being this gold mine type rush. There's been a view epidemic. Streams are getting crazy expensive and out of control. People can't have private lives anymore, and ultimately being on live 24/7 is not something that people can handle. Hell, the child stars of past have shown us that before. I'm here to talk about the state of streaming in 2025 and going forward, and to be honest with you, it's not looking good. In 2024, we saw a boom in the streaming economy. We saw the rise of the FaZe Clan. We saw the rise of different members of AMP. Mafiathon 2 went off without a hitch. The FaZe Subathon went off without a hitch. And everyone and their mother flocked to streaming, which meant that the only next logical step going into 2025 was to stream more, right? But we quickly found out that that is not something that is sustainable for the whole ecosystem, for the whole environment. It can't handle everybody flocking to streaming for a plethora of different reasons. I think the first thing that had a lot of people skewed as to the realities of what streaming can and can't be.
Honestly, I don't think you grow a crazy fan base while you're streaming. I think people are just watching for the moment. Oh my God, this guy's doing something crazy. Let me go watch it. I like, honestly, I don't think you grow a solid fan base for streaming for most people unless you have a crazy personality. And when I say personality, I don't mean somebody that's jumping, loud, screaming, doing all this. I think somebody that's solidified is probably Kai. He had a fan base before Twitch. Go back to 2020, 2021 when he was running around his college dorm doing pranks and shit like that. Kai has had a following. Same thing with Duke. Same thing with Phantom. Phantom, I used to watch Phantom videos all the way back in the day when he was doing wave tutorials and shit like that. If you guys know Ball, you know Phantom was doing wave tutorials and shit like that. He was 100% back in the day. 2K around 2K16. That's when he was doing weight tutorials. 2014, 2015, 2016, stuff like that. He was playing 2K. He was doing all this. I was watching Phantom before I used to watch Pretty Boy Fredo and DDG. Phantom has been around for a long time.
It's Streamer University. It happened earlier this year, and people thought that it was a great idea. And to be honest with you, it was. It introduced a whole different subsection of streamers to the information pool that we all can look at and consume. But it definitely had some unintended consequences. It made everyone feel like they had to spend a shit ton of money in order to get their streams off. And streamers found out quick, fast, in a hurry.
I'm going to be yapping a lot in this video, right? I don't care, though. Y'all want to watch the original video, you guys know who this is. It's on Meezy. Go watch the video. It's called The Streaming Bubble Finally Burst. But I'm going to keep on, but don't be going in the comment section saying stupid shit like you talk too much. I don't want to hear it. But when I've seen certain streamers start to talk about their, the amount of money they're making and the amount of money they're spending on doing live streams, and that's when I started to realize that, damn, this is probably like if you don't have let's say you're trying to get into content creation, right? Your only source of income should not be content creation, no matter what. In the beginning, have a 9 to 5, have something that that you could fall back on, have something to where you can have a retirement, real shit. And even if you are big in content creation, to me, I think you should always have a plan for the future. When you're 60 years old, can you fall back on the money you made while you were in your 20s? Especially as you're trying to sustain a lifestyle that is so grand and so big. Can you really sustain that lifestyle for 40 years into the future? In your 20s, let's say you started a channel 21, you popped off when you were 24. You continued to pop off until you were 34 years old. So for that 10 years, you were making the most amount of money you ever made. You started to slow down around the age of 34. You slowed down, you weren't making as much money. You're still making a good chunk of change. But you want to sustain that lifestyle. You have your house, you have cars, you have jewelry, clothes. You're trying to support other people around you. So at the age of 34 to 44, for that 10 years, your money is literally dwindling because you don't have the profit that you had from 24 to 34. So from 34 to 44, that money is going to be a small chunk of what it is for those that past decade that you were making all that money. Now, what about from 44 to 54? What are you going to fall back on? Remember, you can't take your retirement out until you're, I think it's 59 and a half years old. You cannot take your money out of your retirement. So build you a retirement, let it grow. Some of these people don't even invest their money.
The first problem with this mass streaming movement is that streaming is an expensive venture.
The love show. This is something that
It's only expensive if you're doing shit like this. If you're sitting in front of a desktop, right? I don't think it's really that. Look at Queso. How big could his production really be? Let's say he pays an editor, right? So he makes the videos. He hops on live. He presses that live button. He hops in OBS and presses start streaming, right? Or he presses start record. That's all he does, right? Then video's done. He presses stop streaming, stop recording, right? So there's two things he has to do. And then he sends it over to an editor. The editor, let's say he pays him a couple grand, right? Queso, his overhead is not that much. Let's say he pays somebody to edit the video. Then he pays another person to look over the video maybe. And then he pays another person to probably upload the video. His overhead is not that big. You can't think of much things that Queso is doing. Equipment, probably, but that's just a one-time payment. That's not every month. That's not every video.
I'm spending a lot of money. Like I'm contemplating selling a watch in order to invest in this. Like this is the most expensive shit I ever paid
When
for.
you have to do stuff like that,
I'm spending a house on what I'm doing. You feel me?
Y'all know how expensive it is to keep up with content creation? You could get a 10K
And then the show
check
didn't
from
even do
Twitch.
that good.
What the fuck is a 10K check when you gotta spend 5K on trips just to travel, $500 on setup shit, $2,000 on your rent, $200 on Wi-Fi, $200 on IRL toolkit. You gotta pay the clippers, pay a YouTube editor. Chat, I don't think y'all realizing I be going into negative.
I think what a lot of people saw from people like Kai Cenat or any of the people from FaZe is that spending money for streaming, putting money back into your content is seemingly a worthwhile investment. But I think what a lot of people underestimated is the fact that they have a lot of equity built into the content creation game, where then when they do these ventures, they can see the return, they see the benefits, and they are reaping the rewards of it. They have sat there at their computers and desks and built sweat equity with a community that is willing to support them no matter if they spend money or don't spend money. So it makes sense for them to go out and buy the Samsung phones all the way up to the $30,000 backpacks. It makes sense for them to invest in a trip into Six Flags, their local theme park, or go across the country to Japan.
That's why I think there has to be a mix. There has to be a mix of desktop to where your overhead is not going to be so great. And then there could be a grand event where you go to another country, you go to another state, you collab with somebody in another state, you collab with somebody from another country, you go and do some shit that's actually worthwhile. I think that's always going to be a fact of what it is. Like, let's say you work a normal job, you're trying to buy a project car, right? Because if you guys know, I'm a car guy, right? But there's a certain point where you're like, all right, this car costs 10 grand. If I want to buy this car, it's going to cost $10,000 in order for me to just start working on it. So I need that $10,000. Let's say I make $9,000 a month right now. Just off my normal job, let's say I make $9,000 a month. I cannot go and pay $10,000 from that money that I made during that month on this project car to try to make content on it. I'm not going to have enough money to do anything to the project car. So instead of just spending that 10K for 3 months, right? Let's say I put aside $3,500 out of my 9 grand paycheck. 3 months, right? Boom. In 3 months, I'll make X amount of money. Then I'm like, all right, I could pay this shit comfortably. And then with my next check, I could buy another $3,500 in car parts, make 5 videos on it. And then those videos blow up, go viral, because guess what? People like the content. They like this car. They like this. So when you wait for that event made more money than the past 3 months. So at the end of the day, you already made your money back on that investment without having to go into the negatives. I think there's smarter ways to do stuff.
But a lot of the new streamers hopped in.
I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. I'm trying to articulate it the best I can. You guys might not understand it because I say stuff based off of how I understand it, but hope you guys do understand
to this lane, and it didn't ultimately pop off because they put money into it without building up that community aspect. There's a lot of big streams that went off this year that did not go as planned, as told by leaders of the community or just what we see. Hell, what happened to a lot of the streamers from Streamer U, Streamer Prom, the Are You My Ball show, or that other love show that Blackboy Max and them put on? And even if you ask DDG what his thoughts on what the outcome of the love show might be,
they don't have an audience.
So well, it didn't do what he thought it would do.
Every dollar I made this month plus more is going into that motherfucker.
Why do you guys think I'm doing this right now? I'm trying to talk to you guys, build an audience and stuff like that, right? Trying to interact with you guys a little bit more, right? Honestly, I watch YouTube all day. So I thought to myself, hey, why not react to this stuff and try to grow an audience off of it? And then later on, I start going on Twitch. I live stream a little bit. Why do you guys think I always promote my Twitch down below? It's because I'm trying to grow an audience. I'm trying to grow people that actually like to watch my content, not people that are just going to be there just to be there and then not ever come back. I'm trying to grow an audience. I'm trying to have you guys involved in everything that I'm doing. You guys see me interacting with you guys on every video because I'm trying to grow a little bit of an audience. Even if 5 people watch my videos consistently, 5 people, that's an audience. That's 5 people that know me as a person that are going to continue coming back. So if you guys continue to come back, I'm going to keep on pushing out more content because I don't want to let you guys down. That's exactly how I think everybody should think of it. If you have two people, when Speed first blew up, he has a video saying this. When Speed first blew up, there was one person in his chat that kept on commenting. And he said because of that one person, he kept on going. And then the viral video of the Suey shit when he was playing Fortnite blew him the fuck up. One person kept him consistent. One person kept that motherfucker consistent, and he ended up blowing up off of that. You guys find that crazy? I do.
On average, like 40, 50. I think finale, I might touch a 100 or like a 150 piece.
Now, I did think I would have touched 100,000.
Just because you spend money doesn't mean that you're inherently going to get into the views. Which brings me to the next issue. Viewbotting got out of hand in 2025. Now, for those of you who don't know what viewbotting is, it's when people, whoever the entity is, pays for bots to inflate numbers on.
That's why Twitch had to shut that shit down,
YouTube,
man.
TikTok, Instagram. But for this specific,
you seen everybody in FaZe just get knocked off the map when that shit happened. Even DDG.
purpose, we're talking about Twitch. And as XQC and Twitch exposed, there have been a lot of people who have been viewbotting on this platform. This only got sniffed out after Twitch dropped its viewbot crackdown, and honestly, it worked better than a lot of people anticipated. Viewership on Twitch is down wholeheartedly.
Apparently, the overall viewership on Twitch went down as much as 24% compared to last week, with many big streamers suddenly losing thousands of viewers. Not just big streamers, streamers of all shapes and sizes lost tons and tons of viewers like across the board.
Now, in hindsight, it does make a lot of sense. There was times last year where there were platforms like Kick, Rumble, and Twitch where viewership was 100,000 viewers for like 6 to 7 to 8 streamers on every single platform at any given time. And to be honest with you, that was just to inflate things so people could get their advertising dollars and create this bubble that we're in now. And at some point, somebody was gonna have to sniff it out. I mean, it was literally not making any sense. And I do want to offer another POV in the conversation though, because I don't think it's all bots.
Everybody on this bitch views is down. Elephant in the room. Everybody, you can't pull up a nigga right now and his shit ain't cranking like it was last month, nigga. It is what the fuck it is, nigga.
Niggas are paying for me not to have viewers. I never had 250 viewers before, not even starting Twitch. Even when I wasn't even a Twitcher and I started, I never even had this many viewers.
While there are things like Mafiathon or other big streaming events that can occupy, you know, some of that cross-audience viewership over the course of the year, I think that there's a level of viewer fatigue that is not being talked about. And that just simply means that viewers are tired of watching the same things over and over again. The same streams with the girls, the same IRL streams where nothing is really happening, the same streams where nobody's really being creative. To be honest with you, Twitch has a copycat problem right now and nobody's talking about it.
I think streaming right now, I don't want to say nothing because everything, like, I feel like it's so much shit going on that it almost feel like nothing going on in a weird way. I don't know how to explain it, bro. I have a bad way with certain things. I just know, like, it's the feeling that I'm trying to portray. Everybody trying to do everything, and I'm not trying to be like nobody. I'm trying to make sure I be like myself.
And it's not to the point of like, hey, everybody's doing the same reaction content and the same reactions, playing the same games. I think that has always existed. But literally everybody is doing the big Tokyo trip, or everybody's doing some rendition of a love show, or bringing some sort of girl on, or whatever the case may be, and having the same exact reactions as everyone else. Nobody's doing anything new. Nobody's doing anything unique with any new emotions or uniqueness behind it. They're having the same exact reactions, and it's just the same. It's literally just the same exact stuff over and over and over again. Another big issue that I have with streaming now,
because these people really have no substance to them, man. There's none. There's no substance to them. Am I lying? They all have no substance. They're kind of unbearable. When you actually do sit down and when they hop on a desktop and just stream and just talk shit, I mean, there's nobody else in the room. These people are lightweight, unbearable. If they're not on Discord with somebody talking to somebody else, if they're just sitting there playing a game by themselves, vibing with their audience, they're kind of unbearable. There is no vibe. You can't call it vibing. Nobody wants to watch them if it's not involving other people. Because then when it's involving other people, they start laughing and joking with each other. They start throwing shit out. They start doing love shows, game shows, whatever the fuck. These people are lightweight unbearable. And that's why viewership is down. Why do you think when some people hop on a desktop, their views shoot down? Or they're in a car by themselves, their views shoot down? Not because viewership is down or anything like that. Yeah, I get the bots are not there anymore, but I really do think that some of these people are unbearable. You cannot watch them if they're not involving other people. If they're not doing stupid shit, you cannot watch them. They're kind of unbearable. Am I wrong? Am I tripping for saying that?
Now is because of this always on nature, you don't even have time to yourself in order to handle personal effects or not live moments on the internet. I've talked about it in my Plaqueboy Max video. It's tough that these kids are growing up in real time in front of cameras because some of this stuff is not for public consumption. I've seen issues and incidences this year in 2025 where I thought to myself, hey, it'd probably be best if you just cut the camera off.
Some family, tragedies and shit. Just shit like when my mama live out, somebody passed, I ain't gonna say who and shit, but
like why would you have to put this out there, bro? I understand like you want to get some views off of a clip, like people are gonna see you crying. But brother, why would you even put that out there? Rest in peace to bro's granny though, but at the same time, bro, like this isn't something that I would just be putting out there, bro. Rest in peace, for real. But hey, why would you put that out there, bro?
Stop. Just chill. I got my elbow up. Now we gotta clip this. Go take that bullshit off.
This is short.
Go take it off.
No.
No, Jay.
No, you're not.
Cut the stream off.
No. Then you're not coming. You're not wearing that shit with a rip on your booty cheek.
That's how it came.
Well, you're not wearing that with me. And don't try to emasculate me on camera. Either you take it off or you get the fuck out of my house. That's how I'm moving. Who the fuck do you think you are? Wearing a rip on your booty cheek. Nigga, that's some shit you wear when you single. You don't wear that around me, man.
Just a couple weeks ago, Quinn Blackwell made a comment about streaming being digital slavery. And while I don't agree with the verbiage because slavery has meaning and connotation, there were some things that a lot of people took from that actually had some value to it.
I have always said the biggest influencer will be somebody who gives their life to the internet. And that's what streaming is. And I respect it down. I think they are the Don Julios of internet creators. Would I ever do it again? No. Because it gives a sort of digital slavery vibe to me.
Streaming in 2025 is now this thing where you have to be online all the time at the mercy of your chat. Your emotions and your feelings don't matter. It's just go.
Let me tell you guys something. I'm not the biggest creator ever. Aside from this channel, I have multiple different pages and stuff like that. On TikTok, I blew up on TikTok. I blew up on Instagram. I have a YouTube channel that's almost at 10K. That's my main channel. And honestly, the only times my videos actually do outlandish numbers, right? Crazy numbers. Like I'm talking about hundreds of thousands of views. Watch time is insane. Stuff like that is when I actually sit down and make content for hours on hours, days on days. I continue doing 30-day streaks, 40-day streaks, 2-month streaks. I think at one point on my Instagram account and TikTok, I was on like a 3-month streak of just posting every day. That shit is honestly unbearable sometimes. Sometimes you do not want to post that much, but you know if you end this streak, your views might not be the same. Sometimes it's a mental thing, man. You like, oh my God, I got to do this. I got to put this out. Sometimes at 10, 11, 12 o'clock on a work night, I'm sitting there making a video in my garage, messing with something on an engine, something like that. And sometimes it's unbearable, man, but you got to do it. You got to do it to grow an audience, man, so people can fuck with you.
We don't even realize that these people have been living their entire lives in front of a camera and they don't have a time to get an emotional break. Now, I know what somebody's gonna say in the comment section is that, hey, this is self-inflicted. This is something that they brought upon themselves. For sure, I can honestly say that. They can start to do different things or whatever the case may be, and they're making a lot of money, whatever the case may be. Listen, I'm
don't mind my dog in the background.
It's not healthy to be on camera 24/7 like this. And this is why you're seeing a lot of people have these mental breakdowns when it comes to streaming now.
I've streamed 200 plus hours every single month. I just did a 4-day marathon and then streamed 13 hours a day with 0 breaks.
Guys, I am a loser. I don't do shit except sit on my couch and study shit and plan shit in my free time. I don't talk to people. It's bad. I'm gonna change that. I'm gonna just keep it a buck. I came home, bro, I just cried on my couch, bro. Like, I cried on my couch. I'm like, damn, bro, like, I don't even have nobody, bro. Who do I have? I push everybody in my life away. I don't talk to my parents. I'm out here in LA, like, yeah, I got my cousin, but it's like, damn, bro, like, what am I even doing this for?
Naturally,
sometimes that shit happens, bro. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, right? On the path to success, no matter anyone, bro. If you want to succeed, you gotta push all that shit out. You gotta push people away. You gotta move on from things, and you gotta move out of that comfort zone, bro. You do. You will not be successful staying in a comfort zone. You won't. Think of any point in your life where you actually did something that was meaningful. That was meaningful to you. You achieved something that was meaningful to you, not meaningful to anybody else, yourself. Without thinking of other people and putting other people into the conversation, think about it. Didn't you have to hurt a little bit to get that? You had to strain your brain a little bit, strain your body physically, or you had to do some mental shit. You had to do some mental gymnastics. It's all mental, bro. Moving away from your family, right? Long nights, not talking to people. That's all a part of growth at the end of the day. That's what separates a grown man from a little boy, in my opinion. Being able to take stuff on the chin. Being able to judge your emotions. Being able to think logically. Like, think about it. Logically, do you need to be talking to your family 24/7? Do you need to be in the house with them? Do you need to be around them 24/7? Family and friends, do you need to? They making money just how you are.
Gonna be burned out. I mean, we're always on camera 24/7 and at the mercy of our chats. I didn't even talk about this in this video, but it dawned across me as I was doing research. I remember that time where like Senna, Valkyrie, and Extra Emily got harassed at the park by the dude, and then for whatever reason they had to come on stream the next day to explain what happened.
He kept running and trying to get something out of his pocket, and like I said, like, you guys, when that clip cuts off, like, we had to run into a store screaming that somebody was going to kill us so that somebody would step in and let us in the back.
Like, what kind of weird ass world do we live in that streamers have to get online and justify this dumbass crime that we seen with our eyes in 4K? Also, why are we seeing this in 4K? I don't know. The nature of everything being on stream is just bothering me. And
it's crazy, guys. You guys get the gist of this video. This video is over 33 minutes. I just turned a 14-minute video. 12 minutes. I'm only 12 minutes into the video. 12 minutes, 23 seconds out of 14 and 57. We turned this video into a 33-minute video. Well, guys, I'll talk to y'all later. Make sure you guys sub to the Twitch down below. Sub to the main channel down below. We're going to be making some content soon. You guys have a beautiful day. I'll talk to you beautiful people later. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you guys think about this whole entire streaming situation. Talk to you beautiful people later. Bye.